Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now a big question that comes up an awful lot is what on earth happened to Bray Wyatt at Wrestlemania? We didn't see Bray Wyatt at Wrestlemania when he was advertised for Wrestlemania. Seemingly we're going to get a matchup between Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt at Wrestlemania. Seemingly Alexa Bliss was going to be involved and Uncle Howdy was going to be involved. And more importantly as well, there were an awful lot of Fiend teases leading into WrestleMania as well. So what happened? Now of course we know that Bray Wyatt is off WWE television as of this moment because he's dealing with a physical issue. And I've said it a billion times on this channel, but that's personal to Bray. He should only come back to WWE when he's physically and mentally ready. Do I believe that there is a physical issue involved in all of this? Yes, I believe that's one of the factors, if you like, contributing towards Bray Wyatt being off WWE television. However, we can't be naive, we can't be dumb. There must be far more to this than maybe meets the eye. And as with Bray Wyatt's lyrics, the little details matter. So we're going to go into, not depth, but we're going to go through a few minor details that we might have missed. And they might have been factors that contributed towards all of this and the decision that went behind all of this. Now, for Bray Wyatt, a wrestler, a superstar of the caliber of Bray Wyatt, to miss WrestleMania is a big, big deal. So whatever went down, it was pretty major. Now, again, this is speculation and just theory. But if you think of the stage, you think of the event, WrestleMania 39, what were the two major storylines that people were talking about? The Bloodline angle, and of course the matchup between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, which was Bloodline related, obviously, right? So the Undisputed Tag Team titles and the WWE Universal Undisputed title, whatever they were calling it at the time. Now, if you look at that stadium, from an aesthetic point of view as well, it didn't get dark until quite late on. That stadium was quite a light stadium up until the main events, where of course it got darker. It wasn't a completely, well, it has a roof, I believe, that stadium, but at the time, the way they presented the show, I was watching it throughout thinking, how on earth would they return the Fiend or debut a new monster character? Because they were certainly teasing something big with Bray Wyatt heading into WrestleMania. I just couldn't see a point where it was going to fit. And also, that match card was pretty stacked as well. I mean, they had time to put Shane McMahon on the show, but that's another story entirely. Do I believe that could have gone to a matchup between Bobby Lashley and LA Knight to fill that gap? Yes, but it never happened. That ship has sailed, so let's not worry about it. I couldn't see a point where they could have worked that angle with Bray Wyatt. I really couldn't, especially not in that stadium as well. And the stadium's something that nobody's really talked about. Like, would that have worked for a character like Bray Wyatt? A major reveal, because it certainly seemed with that dark Firefly Funhouse segment that we got leading into WrestleMania, that Bray Wyatt was teasing this secret. Now, if you had a secret, you had this reveal, and you heard these sound effects of this female figure, like literally screaming, like, get away from me, or whatever it was. Like, I can't remember specifically, help me out in the comments section what she said. But it was very much teasing that it was this character coming in. If you go all the way back to the White Rabbit trail, just before Extreme Rules, you saw the rabbit go down the hole and you heard sort of similar screams as well. Like literally this scream that something was coming after. Now, I've always believed, and still believe to this day, that the White Rabbit eventually was going to lead us to the Fiend, the Fiend's return. But looking at what we know now, maybe it was never Bray Wyatt's plan to return the Fiend, and things changed post Royal Rumble, and that's where things got a little bit complicated. Because if you think about this logically, right, at the Royal Rumble we saw the debut of this new masked character, and then randomly out of nowhere Bray Wyatt challenges Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley. Turned out, seemed to be that Bobby Lashley was going to be the feud that he was going to go into. And then we got these sort of thrown together segments. We got the Muscle Man dance, sort of re-edited version for Bobby Lashley, which seemed a bit sloppy, it seemed a little bit lazy. And then we randomly got this Uncle Howdy I'm saying like it's out of a movie, segment where he attacks Bobby Lashley. And at that moment, I thought something's going on behind the scenes. And what at that point, WWE fully intended on bringing the Fiend back. And at that point, they had Bray on board. But they looked at things in terms of the way they were going to present the Fiend, the way it was going to work leading in and at WrestleMania. And in the end, Wyndham, and maybe a combination of the two in WWE, just went, actually, let's hold off. Let's wait, because the main focus is on the Bloodline storyline. That's going to be the main talking point. Everybody's going to talk about Cody Roman. Maybe Bray Wyatt's moment would have got overshadowed at WrestleMania with all of this going on. So what if SummerSlam, an event that's synonymous with Bray Wyatt, especially the Fiend as well, as the Fiend debuted at SummerSlam in his match. Well, he didn't debut, but it was his debut match against Finn Balor, and that was just incredible presentation. And they went, look, we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan, at the Ford Field Center. Now, the last time they held an event, WWE, a PLE, I believe, was at WrestleMania 23, when they broke the attendance record of like 80,000 plus. I'll forever remember that show from that RKO that Randy Orton did on CM Punk in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Remember the days when it used to be at WrestleMania? And of course, who can forget Bobby Lashley versus Umaga? Of course, this resulted in the hair versus hair, Vince McMahon versus Donald Trump. And we know what happened to poor old Vince. Now, that stadium is fully indoors. Presenting wise, at any point in that show, you could work aesthetically a Bray Wyatt visual, couldn't you? And it would go down to perfection. You got to remember also as well, I don't think there's going to be a major title change in terms of the undisputed title involving Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. So a big talking point when we know how connected Bray Wyatt is to SummerSlam is to, again, if WWE's plans is to return the Fiend, what better place to do it then? And also, if you're going to debut a new character, or you're going to re-debut that character we saw at the Royal Rumble, I don't care at this point. I'd take Bray Wyatt coming back in any capacity. But if you're going to work the moment you were supposed to work at WrestleMania, we'll never know truly what that was supposed to be. It would fit in the Ford Field Center to perfection. There's going to be at least 60,000 fans in that arena. They might go and smash the previous record out the bag. It's like 80,000 and something. I can't remember the exact. So what a place to bring him back. And maybe we've seen Bray Wyatt wearing this knee brace. He's broken a couple of fingers along the way as well. The physical issue, of course, could be something else entirely. And maybe, just maybe, WWE went, actually, we'll hold off till SummerSlam. We'll get the moment the way that you want it to be. In the meantime, you can heal up physically, mentally, whatever it may be. Get prepared, get ready, get in the shape of your life, and come back with an absolute bang. And we can work this in, disappear without a trace, while the whole world's laughing. Because the whole world at the moment, especially the naysayers, all those Nigel negatives, or negative Nancy's as you say in the United States, I believe, can talk about Bray negatively, and then you can come back with an absolute bang out of nowhere, shock, surprise, and he gets the biggest pop going. And I just truly believe there's far more to this than meets the eye, and we know how much of a perfectionist Wyndham Rotunda is. Maybe he just wasn't happy with the way that things were playing out into WrestleMania. Also, how long have WWE known about the Alexa Bliss pregnancy? There could be way more to this. I believe there's way more to this, but I just couldn't have seen a fitting point at WrestleMania 39, presentation-wise, in a Bray Wyatt moment, especially a major reveal. He teased the secret. We saw the Firefly Funhouse Jack in the Box, literally, in the dark side of the Firefly Funhouse. The same one that Alexa Bliss used to revive the Fiend. We know throughout this whole entire Bray Wyatt storyline, Uncle Howdy's accused him of being a liar. We saw an exposed psychological report, basically exposing Bray's weaknesses, saying that he can't be trusted, he has no empathy for others. Is it well possible that Bray Wyatt this whole time has been lying about bringing the Fiend back, even in a kayfabe interview, kayfabe being the key word here, with Ryan Satin? He said that the Fiend died at WrestleMania 37. We've now got Jason Baker randomly saying that all the molds of the Fiend mask are destroyed. I think that's a little bit fishy. Why would they be so on the Fiend is gone, the Fiend is dead? Because you want to believe as a viewer, you don't want to believe, but they want you to believe that the Fiend is done and dusted. So when he returns, or they re-debut, it's an evolved version of the Fiend, you've got that open-mouthed moment as a fan. Bray Wyatt isn't going to say flat out, the Fiend's coming back, is he? Jason Baker is very, very close. They're literally like brothers, those two. really strong friendship. Do you not think maybe lie for me, brother? Use me for cover? You know, Bray has clearly got other people around him working in fit with this narrative. Obviously, Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, like, he is lying for Bray Wyatt to cover his lies. And I still believe that firmly in this storyline. I believe the Fiend will come back. I still believe that to this day. What do you think? Get down in the comments section. Share your thoughts and opinions. I know I went on far longer than I was supposed to, but I always do that just because I'm truly passionate about this. I'm passionate about the Bray Wyatt storyline, and I believe in it. If you're a true Bray Wyatt fan, you believe in him, and it will work. What he brings back will work. Trust it, honestly. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.